Again, they get into the storm drain. Mama's going crazy. Wetlands have gone dry. So any pond they see, whether it be a university, a hospital, a golf course, they've got it. There's nowhere to go. Not to mention they hunt them pretty well here. When I was a kid, I grew up on the Great Flyway. My uncle ran the Bear River, but I live on it. My uncle Jack Allen, that's the guy that ran the Bear River Bird Refuge on the marsh. They hunted geese and ducks started in late October, ended in early December, like the first week of December. That was it. They start hunting now in September, and then they hunt them until February. They got no chance. So they're trying to survive. They're nesting on tops of buildings. I mean, I've seen them on cars, anywhere they can. The marsh has gone dry. The Great Salt Lake, I mean, I was out there yesterday at Farmington Bay at my grandson's game. Oh my God. You know, Farmington, acutely, again, another Fukushima coincidence. By the way, this mask thing ain't going away. This mutation, we have poisoned the planet to I was given too much to live in that room right there. Going on 10 years. I was standing right here 9 years ago. Had to make my decision on the bone marrow transplant. So, God. You know, I prayed, I did that, but 9 years ago today, I was waiting for the results. It looked like I was going to die. Came home from the bone marrow transplant center. Waiting for the call. They went into my hip again for that 13 bone marrow biopsies. Waiting for the call. Nothing. Most nerve-wracking day of my life by 1,000,000 times. I prayed and I decided not to have based on that phone call. Finally, I called them. So well, Dr. Mitchell wants to talk to you. Oh, God. I think everybody thought I was going to die. I wasn't recovering. Wasn't working. You know, I was right here, standing right there. I just pacing. Gave me too much to live in that room on a Friday in October 2011. She actually cracked up. She actually was emotional in the phone call. Oncologists don't do that. They're tough as nails. They have to be. Same with those great nurses, those incredible PAs. And she said, Kevin, we've seen a teeny little flicker in that bone marrow. See a little teeny, not much, just enough. So, you know, we're gonna meet with you tomorrow. That's when we discussed. It was a team decision. Did a lot of praying, and I decided not to have the transplant, which was a radical choice. You know, ML de Nouveau marker of 44, 3 rounds of heavy chemo. Wasn't recovering. My platelet count stayed in the 30s for years. So they kept, monitoring me, clearing it well into 2015, 6 till Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid after I forked over $1 million on his critical condition. So our little angel's having hers today. She's got ALL. She'll be 5. She's having hers. Bone marrow biopsy today to see if chemo's working on her. Walk the coast. This 10 years has been epic. I predicted the COVID. I said, look, this whole Fukushima, I predicted my own cancer. I predicted the Great Salt Lake going dry. All this acute radical collapse. I predicted the salmon collapse. I predicted every bit of it. It's going to mutate. She's going to come after we, the people. You think we're not part of the sea? The salmon have collapsed. The type of, I walked post all this. I walked the coast of California. The whole coast, all of it. Documenting the tide pools. I'll be back there on the 26th at historic low tide. What a fucking journey. 9 years. What a fucking journey. When a doctor looks you right in the eyes on a Friday and says, get your affairs in order, good doctor, you probably got 2 months to live. First doctor, Natalie, who my neighbor, who was the first girl who scanned me, who ended up being one of my oncology nurses, she just recently died out of nowhere of a heart attack. She was a gem. She scanned me. The first emergency doctor, he never read the fucking scan. He told me he thought it was food poisoning, just something blah blah. It was so radical attack. I had tumors wrapped up all over in me. He didn't even look at the scan. Fucking quack motherfucker. Japanese doctor come in there and told me nothing's wrong, sent me home. I fucking almost died on the phone. I don't know how I didn't die. I found a YouTube video with a pathologist with 13 views on it. They went into it. There was a satellite tumor here, bowel looping around my tumor. Well, I knew the leukemia could present in tumors. I knew it was pretty well a death sentence if it did. They wanted to gut me. I said no. Fuck right here. No. Got to see Vincent, you know, who I know since I was a kid. Thank God for him. He saved my life. But I had like 40 days of misdiagnosis by these guys. You know, now Mark Harrison, who's the CEO of here, has got the nerve to show up to light the night. You know, Marshall Jensen and I were in the room next to him. We're talking, mine and his case are the two most famous leukemia cases in the world. Marshall died. He had to make the decision at the same time as I did, but I hear it's working. You talk about a pioneer, Marshall Jensen. He's the first one to get the HIV injection. He gets cancer and speaks at light the night, which wasn't even really a life-threatening cancer. They kicked me off Medicaid in 2015, and the chemo wart mark valve, I had a heart murmur anyway, but it was going, and I knew it. I went to Ogden Regional Medical Center. A doctor named Michael Hawkins told me to go see my dentist. He said, no, it's my heart. One of the oncology nurses from McKD. I've been kicked off Medicaid by Mike Lee while I'm in the fucking unit. They kicked all single males off on his ID list stand against Obamacare when Obama and Trump, fucking Democrats, they're identical twins. Still haven't fixed it, by the way. The chronic cancer victims with good insurance have exhausted all their insurance. You know, you got caps, and then you got co-pays, and then you know, I've been fighting for 10 years. You know, my gallbladder ruptured. Now they're suing me. You know, so for back medical bills, when they were the ones that misdiagnosed and caused most of it. But my God, what a nightmare! What a fucking journey. I'm glad to be alive, but it's been a hell of a fight. Kevin Blanch. Walker's despite that I was ever born to set this right, but apparently I was. What a fucking journey. I predicted all this. The acute collapse, my spiral jetty videos proved the acute collapse. The Great Salt Lake was at normal levels in 2012. All cute. The salmon fucking numbers. They're down 98%. The dead murres, all the dead birds at your feet. I did this in real time. It's the greatest PhD in human history. What did I get for it? I didn't get anything. I got a bill for $1.8 million, and I got abused and fucking, my own government hired trolls and PR firms to fucking attack me while I'm in critical condition, which are felonies in all 50 states, but fuck me. 9 years today. Made that fucking, standing right there. When she started, her voice started to crack, I'm like, fuck. Most nerve-wracking, hardest day of my entire life. Yeah, oh boy. Life is circles. Each day on its side.